We have a problem in this country, and believe me, it's not white people. There's a television show or YouTube show you might be familiar with. It's TYT. It's called Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. Now, he is a race-baiting scoundrel from hell. I mean, he is just as bad as Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, and tie the mainstream media in with him. I mean, because he is a media guy, you know, he's going to bring stories to you. But if you notice, and I have been noticing, I've been keeping an eye on him, the stories mainly, now he brings some good stories sometimes, but the majority of them is going to have a lean to it, a lean to white supremacy and the poor victim blacks. And he's got a story out now. A church got raided here in Augusta, right outside of Augusta. It's called Hetzibah, which is really Augusta. Church got raided by the FBI, along with a church in Hinesville and a church somewhere in Texas. They're all affiliated with the same, you know, the same affiliation. And the thing about it, all three of them are right next to military installations. Right, like here is Fort Gordon, and then the one down in Hinesville is right next to military base, and the one in Texas. Now, what this Rashad Ritchie is trying to stir up is that it's going to be a race war. That they're trying to pull Army people to them, to have them on their side, because they want all the help they can get, because they know a civil war, aka, and he mentions it and he calls it this, a race war is coming. And he's the one, the blacks are the ones that's really talking about this race war. Yeah, it's going to be a race war. The whites are after us. Yeah. But I pulled up some local videos or some local news shows videos of what they're talking about, this FBI raid, and they show members of the church outside of the church and some photographs inside of the church. And I want you to look at it. I'm going to show it to you twice. This is how I want you to really get it in your mind and look at it. The members or the people in church there are just as many black people in the congregation, if not more black people in the congregation. So you're telling me that they have recruited Uncle Tom blacks to go along with the whites? That's how smart the white folks are, is that they've indoctrinated black people to go along with them on this race war. No. Now, they claim there's some cult ties to them, and I wouldn't doubt that at all. It does sound like a little bit of cult involvement, which we're familiar with cults when it comes to Jesse Lee Peterson. I don't doubt that, but as far as him trying to tie this into a race war, I don't see it at all, especially when the congregation is half divided with black, if not more blacks. Now I'm going to show you these videos. I got 2 or 3 of them that I pulled up here in Augusta, one in Hinesville, and I think I might have one out in Texas. But I want you to look and see and tell me with your own eyes, just by looking at the congregation, does it look like they're preparing for a race war? Check it out.
A church in Walterville in Liberty County was surrounded by FBI agents this morning. And
WSAV's Joanne Merrigan has more on the surprise raid and what some people in the community are saying about it.
The FBI confirms that agents out of its Atlanta bureau raided this church earlier today, along with agents from 2 other federal agencies. They say they were executing a search warrant. federal agents converging on the House of Prayer Christian Church about 8 o'clock Thursday morning. The FBI provided no details on the reason for the search warrant or what they're looking for. At one point, a group of people from inside the building were outside, apparently under guard. It's not known if these are congregation members. Many in the community say they've heard of this church.
And most people, when people say the church on Airport Road, and they say that church is kind of like...
Jeffrey Lewis says the church is considered controversial.
You may think they're cultish ways because of their dressing and how they move. So if you don't know nothing about it, yeah, we be presented as a cult. Come from what you see on TV. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as knowing anything in depth in there, no. I've heard plenty of stories from people that when they visit.
In 2017, some people protested the church, saying that they were not being allowed to see their loved ones. The church pastor at the time said that congregation members were free to come and go as they chose. It's not known if this had anything to do with the raid on Thursday. Chris Chandler says he's heard lots of things about the church, but he also says that he has met some people in the congregation.
I've worked with some people, and I've known some people that have gone to the congregation, or they're part of it. They're very happy. They enjoy it. You know, it's a part of life for them, and they love it.
The FBI is not providing a timetable on when more information about the search warrant may be made public. At this point, no arrests have been made. The FBI says this investigation is ongoing. From Liberty County, I'm Joanne Merrigan, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Now, I'm going to play a part of this back for you, and I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to show you the congregation and what color they are, and they saying that family members have complained in the past, family member and friends, that they are not allowed to visit with their family or have anything to do with their family. And I want you to see how many black people are out there. Is this a race war, like Rashad Richey is saying? Are they preparing for a race war? No. But that's why I tell you people, use your eyes, not just your ears. Yeah, they want you to believe what they tell you, and you're not supposed to use your eyes, just use your ears. That's what they're hoping for. They're counting on that you will believe the lies that they tell you. But when you use your eyes along with the ears, you can get a whole better judgment of what's going on. You can see and hear for yourself what's a lie and what's the truth. All right, I'm going to slow these three little parts down. They're real short. But look, and I want y'all to leave me something in the comments and tell me what y'all think about this. Are we being duped? Are the black people being duped by this Rashad Richey? Is there a race war coming? Hey, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a race war coming or not. There's something might be coming to a head. But the white people in these churches and these black people in these churches that they're failing to tell you about or just don't want to tell you about because they want you to use your ears, they're not preparing. No, look to me like they're preparing for no race war. Sure don't. Now, it might be a cult. I'm not doubting that. I don't know enough about them to know. I'll do a little bit more investigating on it. Shoot, I might even go to church there tomorrow and check it out for myself. You know what I mean? Check this out now. I'm going to run it real slow for you. Now tell me, did that look like a bunch of white supremacists to you inside that church or standing in front of the church building? Did that look like a white supremacy group? Did you see how many black people were amongst them? Did you see how many blacks were a part of that congregation? But Rashad Ritchie, go check him out. I'm not going to post a link to him. I don't even want to have anything to do with him. But go back and look, or just put in Indisputable Rashad Ritchie. I'll put a link in the description because I want you to listen to him, watch him, and listen to the lies that he's telling you. And he has periodically when he's giving a story, or just about every time he gives a story, he has like the experts on to give their opinion. Kind of like Jesse's experts ain't experts on nothing. No, they're not experts at all. But does that look like they're preparing for a race war to you? No, I don't think it is at all. I don't think they're preparing for no race war. Nope. I will show you now a couple more videos. That was in Augusta. I'll show you the one in Hinesville and one in Texas. But no, people, they're not preparing for no race war in these churches. Nope. They're just trying to get some crap started between the blacks and the whites. Will there be a race war one day? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But something's got to happen because nobody's wanting to hold the blacks responsible for what they're doing. And they're not only shooting and killing each other, but they're shooting white people, they're shooting Mexicans, they're shooting unicorns, bullfrogs, puppy dogs. Blacks are out of control and nobody wants to talk about it. I've had some comments made to me, well, Skip, you're being racist. And I'm not being racist, I'm being real. This is really happening. It is a spiritual warfare, I'll agree with that. It is good against evil. But the blacks are out of control. And there's no other way to put it. You see it on the news every day. I bring it to y'all every day. I'm not making these stories up. Nope. Here at the Chicken Bone News Network, we don't make nothing up. Nope. We go out and we do real investigating and we find out what's happening in this world, what's happening outside your front door, and we bring it to you. It's up to you to decide whether I'm showing y'all what's really going on or not. Alright, let me pull these up 2 videos up for you real quick. I got it backwards. That first story I just showed you was in Hinesville, Georgia, down near Savannah. Now, the one I'm fixing to show you now is the one here in Augusta, Georgia. And I think seriously that me and Stacy are going to get up in the morning and go check them out. I want to find out firsthand what I can at the church. You know, maybe talk to a few people if they'll talk to me about what's going on. Just do a little bit of investigating, you know what I mean? But anyhow, that first story was in Hinesville, Georgia. This one is in South Augusta.
New at 10, the FBI raided Assembly of Prayer Church in South Augusta today. News Channel 6's Mary Calkins has the latest on the investigation.
The sign here at Assembly of Prayer reads, "We came here to pray." Thursday, the FBI came here to search. But for what? We don't know. The FBI says they cannot release why the church off Old Tobacco Road was raided as the investigation is ongoing. Neighbors say they have questions.
Well, I was surprised, shocked. Yeah, I just see them out every day. I mean, not every day, but see them out weekly cutting the grass and having service. I ain't never expect nothing like that.
It's just very hurtful to hear that something like this has happened.
Several neighbors say they believe the FBI's involvement was not a matter of if, but when. One woman who did not want to go on camera described the church as cult-like. She says she believes members and children are living at the facility. Others say the raid did come as a shock.
Man, I was so surprised, man. It's just crazy the world we live in. Everything that's going on today. And this thing is happening in the house of God.
No arrests have been made. According to media reports, federal agents raided at least 3 churches near military installations across the southern U.S. Thursday, including the Assembly of Prayer Christian Churches in Killeen, Texas, and Hinesville, Georgia. The FBI confirms the investigations in Hephzibah and Hinesville are related. I reached out to Assembly of Prayer for comment, and they have not gotten back to me. In Hephzibah, Mary Calkins, WJBF News Channel 6.
A Killeen church was raided by the FBI earlier today. A spokesperson confirmed this to 6 News. Limited information was provided on the raid at the intersection of Massey Street and East Rancier Avenue. This comes the same day the FBI in Georgia conducted raids on an Assembly of Prayer church in Georgia and a House of Prayer church in Hinesville. The FBI would not confirm with 6 News if those raids are all directly related.
Nope, I don't see how these churches are being affiliated with white supremacy in any kind of way. And like I say, me and Stacy are going to get up in the morning and go to the church here in South Augusta and see for ourselves about the church here in Augusta, which is supposed to be tied to the other 2 churches that were raided. You know, is it a cult following, a cult membership going on there? Well, I don't know. You know, I'll find out as much as I can tomorrow. You know, but cults are for real. Here's a definition of what a cult is. A system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. Kind of sounds like Jesse Lee Peterson a little bit, doesn't it? Because we know that his teachings or false doctrines, it's not Christian at all, not one bit. And I don't know if you noticed, but I've had a few people tell me, and I went and looked. I think you have to pay a subscription fee now to even be in the chat in Jesse's church. And Hake's got where you got to be member only subscription. You got to be a subscriber to be able to leave comments, or not leave comments, but to be in the chat. Kind of cultish to me, ain't it? Sounds like to me they're closing their ranks, and they don't want anybody to slip up and say anything bad about their cult, because that's exactly what Jesse is a cult. His bond, the helping men, which I've seen several comments from people that they haven't seen any evidence of anybody being helped whatsoever in this bond organization. But all this Jesse stuff, that's for another day. This story is about white supremacy, according to Rashad Ritchie, in these churches. And from what I've seen so far, I see just as many, if not more, black people there. But I'll look into it tomorrow, and I'll make a video about it. Well, look at here. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And like I say now, y'all use your eyes, not just your ears, because you never know what's outside your front door. You've got to always be aware about what's outside your front door and what people are trying to bring inside your front door, like Jesse. That's right. All right, if you like the video, hit that like button. Share it with your family and friends. And if you ain't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe. And I hope in a day or two, my strike will be up on my other channel, and I'll go back to that one, okay? All right, but until then, I'll keep making videos here, because you need to know, people, what's outside your front door. Pop, pop, pop.
Remarkable.